What's up, guys? It's Sam Robles from Palo Fishing, and today I'm going to show you how I use FlexCoat's power wrapper to put on guides. So stay tuned.
In my mind, I've got 'em big red on the line. That's where I go when I'm itching to feed my 7-day addiction.
Alright guys, so in a previous video I showed you how we got to this point here with wrapping our rubber bands. And so in this case, I've actually load tested this blank, so the next thing to do is put on our guides here. And so I've got a casting rod here that we're building with some recoil guides. So what you'll see is the double foot here, black. And so the first thing I like to do is definitely, I like to use tape. Different people don't like to use tape, but basically take the tape and tape it on one side, on the opposite side that you're going to be wrapping from. So in this case, I'm going to be wrapping this bottom foot, so I'm going to come here, put some tape down and cinch it down. And then what I'll do now is I'll give a twist on this spool of line just to make sure it's tight. I'll wrap it a few times here on the top side of the guide. I'll get the foot on the next one. And then the very next one is I'm going to put a diagonal kind of right where I want the bottom of this thread to start. And so I like to go about a quarter to half an inch below the foot. And so this is where the bottom of my wrap is going to be. I'll keep everything tight here. And I'm going to just start wrapping here. And I'm basically going to try to wrap this next line as an X right around that. And so here, if I keep this angle on the sliding tool, it'll keep on rolling that. So I'll use my finger to kind of push that line and to keep it straight. And I'll start turning this here. And right at that foot is where I'll try to cross over, and I've created that X that we use to basically tell us that we're over the line. At this point, just start wrapping, and what I'm more concerned about here is not necessarily that the line is right on it, that the line is right on top of it, but that the line is going straight here. And I'll come back and push it, the back side of it first, on the to pack it. So just. And here I actually have the power wrapper, but I'm going to actually do this first one by hand. Here, and so you just kind of start turning this here. And then right here I could use a power wrapper, but I'm actually making pretty good progress here. So that's one thing I like about this FlexCoat wrapper is I can use it both as a power wrapper and a hand wrapper as well. So here I'm at the foot, and so on the foot I like to slow down whether I'm power wrapping or not. The other thing you'll notice is I've kept this underline. I normally just keep it on a little bit longer than most people do, but it's fine there. It doesn't change anything. And so when I'm coming up to the foot, I'd like to use my finger to lift the line to put it over the foot. And sometimes this takes 2 or 3 times to really get it over, and then you're over that foot, and we just keep on wrapping. And so now I'm at my rubber bands. I think this is a good enough time to go ahead and cut this line off. When you're cutting that line, it's not a sawing, so you definitely want to make sure you have a sharp blade. Come here, wrap it, lay that blade flat, take that tag end and cut it. So pretty simple there. And I'll give it a few more wraps before it's time to remove the rubber bands. So now it's time to remove the rubber bands. I'll cut off the rubber band. This thing will come flying out. There you go. All right, and at this point, removing the rubber bands is a good indicator for me that it's time to put my under thread. And so in this case, I'm going to use this. It's a 10 to 15 pound braid line, and I like to put this up when the guide is up. So basically, at this point, I'll sneak this pulling thread through. And I'll put it right at that foot of that guide. And as you're wrapping this, there'll be a cavity there, so you can do this further along. Some people say the last few wraps. I actually do it as soon as I remove the rubber band. That's when it's time for me to go ahead and put this underline. And so here, I'll just make sure I'm wrapping straight, and I'll just continue wrapping here over and 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 over. Again, nothing exciting if you're using a power wrapper. Actually, one thing I'll show about this specific one is sometimes, so it doesn't have a tension arm, so it can be a little bit frustrating when when you have a mistake like I did right there, I don't know if you can really see it, but I've actually, the line's gone back in the opposite direction. So if you have this, what I like to do is I used to, depending on how bad it is, I use my finger to pull it back toward me. I just go over it, correct it, and then fix it. And then I keep tension with my hand. And I'm using my hand as that tension arm until the disc engage and the line is completely in tension. So I never lose tension from here to here. Another thing sometimes I'll do is if I have to go too far back, I'll actually turn the spool as I'm unwinding the rod, and that'll make sure that there's tension on there. So I put that under that pull thread when the guide was up, and I like to cut the line, the wrapping thread with the guide on the bottom so that the loop is right here. So in this case, I've wound it, I'm not sure how many times I wrapped it. It might be 10, 15, 20 times. I wasn't keeping track. But same way, you put your thumb on the line or finger on the line, you cut the line, run it through the pull thread, put tension on it, and now because there's a cavity on there, I can pull it all the way back. Make sure I don't grab the guide, and you pull it through the cavity. Now right there, it's not very strong because the loose line, the tag end is through that cavity. So what I'll do here is I'll take this line and I'll wrap it toward the back. So really, you can see there that I actually got a good amount, about 1/4 of an inch of wrapping underneath it. So it's going to be pretty solid there. Next thing to do is the same way that you cut your other one. Just take this here and cut it. And so if you have a sharp blade, you'll get rid of any of the little fuzzies. You won't have them. If you don't have a sharp, or if you have a dull blade, you'll have some sharp, or you'll have some fuzzies. And what we like to do when we have those is just really take a lighter to it and just kind of give it a quick burn to kind of make sure any of those little fuzzies are burnt. You can do it with dark colored wraps. It works okay with that, but with the light colored thread, you don't want to do that. The other thing is I use the black China marker to mark the location of the guides. Black, white, depending on what color blank we're using, would do that. But sometimes those marks get in there, and it's kind of hard to clean that. And another tactic is that we use whatever leftover rubber bands we have, run it through there, pull it tight, and this will just clean it right off. Pretty clean. And you'll see the rubber band actually has, you can see where it pulled off that marking on there. So and then next thing to do is we'll work on the opposite rod or the opposite side, and we'll just continue pulling it through. So this is a simple wrap, simple way to do it. And the next ones, actually I'll do them here with my power wrapper, but if not, I mean, you saw that it didn't take very long to do it, and we're working with these small guides, so it's not a lot of thread, so it's just as easy to wrap them by hand. So it's one advantage of having this this power wrapper, this flex coat, is that it works both ways. It's easy to turn with your hand, as well as you can wrap it with your power wrapper, like with the motor on it, and it's pretty easy to control, and so it works pretty good. And I've got my foot pedal on it. It's got a rheostat on there where I can also adjust the speeds if I'd like. But yeah, this is how we do it. So. Alright guys, I hope you guys got value out of this video. So I'm still getting accustomed to this power wrapper. I like it very much so far. I've probably done about 30-40 rods on it already. So it is a little bit different. There is a little bit of a learning curve, but you'll figure it out and you'll get there. So hopefully you got value out of this video. If you did, please like and hit the subscribe button below. And if let us know in the comments below what power wrapper you like to use. Let us know if you have any comments, feedbacks on this flex cut one. And that's it, guys. So thanks again for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.
In my mind, I've got 'em big red on the line. That's where I go when I'm itching to feed my 7-day addiction.